I would love to figure out how to franchise this concept in a way that other Filipino families across the United States has a path to getting Filipino food out there.
This is the Startup Junkies podcast. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Startup Junkies podcast. Thank you for tuning in however and wherever you're tuning in from. My name is Daniel Kuntz, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Miss JC's Patron. Welcome back, JC. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. I'm excited to be here. Grateful.
Yeah, we're excited to have you back. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
I made it through the rain without melting.
That's always a plus.
Sugar melt.
Exactly.
Right. Well, today we're joined by our new friend. She is the owner of Lasang Pinoy, Miss Maria Smith.
Maria.
Sorry. Apologies.
Yes.
Maria, how are you doing today?
Awesome. Today's my birthday.
Today is your birthday.
Yes, which is why I'm doing this today, because I wanted an adventure to always remember.
That's funny that you mentioned that, because we actually brought you a little something on your birthday.
No way.
Just to say happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Gosh.
Make a wish.
Yeah.
Okay.
For those listening at home, we just brought a cupcake in, and she just made an awesome wish on her birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That was so special.
Absolutely.
Oh my
Well,
God.
we are super happy to have you here today. Kind of shocked that you're like, yeah, my birthday. Let's have a podcast. But grateful you're here.
Yay.
The way we kind of like to start these episodes,
Okay.
give us your origin story. Just tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay, well, I was born June 22nd.
Yeah. Right.
52 years ago in the Philippines. So my dad is from Rogers, Arkansas, and then joined the Navy during the Vietnam War. So he was stationed in the Philippines where he met my mom. And then me and my brother and sister were all born there. And then we moved to different countries our whole lives, being Navy brats. And I ended up coming here to the University of Arkansas and have stayed here for over 30 years. So that's kind of my origin story. And then my brother, he is the executive chef at Lasang Pinoy, and he's always wanted to put Filipino food like at the proverbial table with the other big cuisines, because it is an underrepresented cuisine. And I thought, well, I'm leaving Sam's Club. What do I want to do with the rest of my life? And I was turning 50 and decided, and listen, I've never worked in a restaurant before. So I've never done anything like this. And I said, well, let's do it. And so now we are a year into Lasang Pinoy and having the best time ever.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on passing that year mark.
Thank you.
What was the official opening date?
May 27th.
Okay, so you just passed a
We
year.
did.
Okay, well,
We did.
congratulations.
Thank
You guys have actually had a lot of cool milestones that we've mentioned beforehand. Can you run us through some of those?
Yes. So the first milestone that we got to experience was People's Choice Award at Top Chef NWA. They held that at the AMP in October last year. That was such a phenomenal experience. And we've been asked to come back again for their championship challenge that will be this October. So we're stoked about that. And then we won Best of Northwest Arkansas for Best Asian Restaurant and Best Karaoke. And then we won silver in Best New Restaurant and Best Lunch Spot. So 4. And so that was really exciting because that, again, is a people's vote kind of thing. And then a few months back, we were nominated and won 3rd place in the state of Arkansas for Best Asian Business.
Wow.
Oh, and then the last one, actually the most recent one, at the Downtown Rogers has a Taste of Rogers every year. And so we won People's Choice at that one too.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thanks. I think it's an honor. I mean, obviously the judges awards are very, very cool to get. But we are a community restaurant and I want the people to choose us. So we're very honored for those.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Filipino cuisine.
Well, like I said, it's underrepresented, but it is a very, very beautiful cuisine. It has a huge history. So we actually have a supper club that walks you through the history of the Philippines through food because this country, obviously it's got the indigenous foods, and we always represent that in one way, one shape or form. And then India influenced the cuisine, which is how we get curries. And then Spain ruled the Philippines via Mexico for 333 years. So there's a lot of Spanish Mexican influences. That's how we get tomatoes, things like that. And then China, through trade, through millennia of trade, has influenced the cuisine. That's where we get the spring rolls, like our lumpia, and then our noodle dishes and stuff like that. So it's really fascinating how people can come try this food and feel almost like comforted because they have had things like it, but maybe not the Filipino way, which usually has some bit of sweetness, some bit of sour to it, all in the same bite.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a lot of history and a lot of culture behind the cuisine.
Yes, which has been probably the funnest part about doing this restaurant with my brother is getting to explore a part of our heritage that we always knew about because obviously our mom is full Filipina and we always ate the food. But now we're really diving into the history and the culture and the hospitality, and it's been very beautiful.
Yeah. What's kind of surprised you about how Northwest Arkansas has embraced Filipino cuisine?
What has surprised me? What has surprised me is how many people actually are connected. So oftentimes, there's a saying that when you go into an ethnic restaurant or whatever, you want to see people of that ethnicity in there as a way of like litmus testing, is it legit? There aren't a lot of Filipinos in Northwest Arkansas. However, there are a lot of people who have worked with Filipinos as nurses or in tech. A lot of people who have been in the military and have been stationed in the Philippines, a lot of people who have gone to the Philippines as missionaries. And so every day we get people in that says, oh, I haven't had this in 10 years, or, oh my gosh, this tastes just like when we were stationed there. And so we get to hear all of these stories. And I was very surprised at how connected we actually really are.
Yeah. So I was, so you guys have karaoke?
We do.
Right?
Yeah, you cannot separate karaoke and a Filipino.
Okay.
I'm just saying this.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So karaoke technically was invented by a Japanese person, but the patent is owned by a Filipino.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's very interesting. But in the Philippines, like we went there a couple years back and just staying at the hotel, standing outside, you could hear 5 or 6 different karaoke like systems and machines and music going on. It's a big thing. At Lasang Pinoy, we have 2 private karaoke rooms. One's called Go Bananas and the other is called Go Coconuts. My husband sells bananas for a living, so he was the inspo for the first one. And then we were like, what is the second one room's going to be? And so we thought Go Coconuts was just so fitting because both of it means like, let's go crazy. Let's have fun, So we've got those 2 private karaoke rooms. And then on Wednesday nights, we do Mongolian barbecue and bingo night. Not because Mongolian barbecue is Filipino. It's not even Mongolian, y'all. Just let me tell you this. But when we were kids in the Philippines, every Wednesday night on the military base was Mongolian barbecue and bingo nights. And I even get people coming in saying, that's what we did when we were kids too. And so we just have a whole community that comes in every Wednesday and we do open mic karaoke. And there are some seriously talented people, which is why I started our Golden Mic Karaoke Championship that culminated at the night market a few weeks back. And we had different venues that were known for karaoke hosting qualifier nights, and then the winner would go to the finals. And so now my next idea is, can I get Fayetteville and Bentonville and Springdale to kind of host their own? And then we do a total battle of the cities.
Oh,
don't you think?
I would represent Fayetteville.
Are you a singer?
I'm not a very good singer, but I am a singer.
Oh my gosh. Then yes.
Yeah,
that would
I have
be
fun.
awesome.
I have fun when I sing.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's such a a way to
Yeah.
connect with people, whether you sing or not, you
Mhm.
know?
And with karaoke, is there anything unique about Filipino take, the vibe around Filipino karaoke?
I would say I saw this comedian one time that was ranking like the funnest Asians, and Koreans were number one,
Mhm.
which, yes,
Yep.
totally get that.
Mhm.
And then Filipinos were ranked number 2. And I think, and it's because of karaoke.
Yeah.
But the thing that's really, I think, fascinating about karaoke is just that for Filipinos, there is one song that is pretty much banned from being sung
Oh.
just because it instigates fights, even like, cutting and punching and pain.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
serious fights.
A song.
Serious fights to the point where like no Filipino will sing this song.
Wow. And it's
Yeah.
always been that way, or is there an
Mm.
origin?
I
It's
don't
just
know
that
what I mean.
song is the fighting.
I'm sure it started as a fight, and then it just became, every time you heard it, it became a fight, and so there's just that one song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys want to know the song?
Yes.
Tell us.
It's My Way.
Really?
Mhm.
By Frank Sinatra?
Uh-huh.
No way.
Uh-huh. That
That's
is
a
the
fighting song?
That's a fight
I would
song.
never have guessed that.
It is not done in karaoke bars in the Philippines.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
This is
Yeah.
also an experiment I want to try now.
Yeah. Do not do
Don't
that
do it
in
in
the
the Philippines.
Philippines.
Yeah,
Okay.
I won't. I promise.
Stay away from my restaurant with that, please.
Sorry, no, I won't cause any fights. I will come to karaoke, but I will not sing
Okay.
My Way.
Okay. That's a deal.
Perfect.
Tell us a little bit about the dynamic of working with your brother, because I love my sister. I don't know if I could work with my sister.
Mhm.
Personally.
Right. Well, so it's really interesting. My brother and I are the same age for 28 days. So we are 11 months apart.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So today, finally, he is not the same age as me because I just turned 52. And so we've got our separation. Okay. But so I've got a sister too, a younger sister. When we decided that we were going to do this, I actually said we had two ground rules, not ground rules, but two things we had to go through. One, we had to test out the idea to see if we could work together. So we did a pop-up at a barrio fiesta for a Filipino event. Had the best stinking time. Had the best time. Like, I came from corporate world where, yes, you're a team. Yes, you believe you have the same mission, but do you really have the same mission?
Right.
Working with my family has been so rewarding in the sense that there is only one mission. There is
Yeah.
only one mission, and we can disagree and we can fight, and we have disagreed and fought and not talked to each other for several days. But we come back. And not only that, we can do all of that at the same time as serving the best food and the best hospitality ever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we believe so much in why we're doing this, that's not going to get in the way. But it also helps us kind of get through it. So yeah, it's pretty fascinating to work with my brother, but my mom works at that restaurant.
Mhm.
My husband works at that restaurant. My dad does a lot of behind the scenes stuff. He has designated himself as the CTO, Chief Tasting Officer.
Yeah, that's a good
So
role.
That's his
Yeah.
role. Yes. So he'll roll in, order his Ozark lager, and then sit down and like order whatever's on the, the seasonal menu and give us feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like your dad has great taste, because I'm
He
an Ozark
does.
Lager fan
He
myself.
does.
So if he's ever moving out of that CTO position, you need somebody else to fill in,
Okay.
you let me know.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think I have a pretty
Okay.
good application.
Okay.
The Startup Junkies podcast is brought to you in part by Arise. Arise helps Arkansas tech and tech-enabled startups grow with no-cost coaching, capital navigation, and expert connections so founders can scale faster. Learn more at arisearkansas.org.
Tell us about, so who else is on the team? Do you have any non-family members working there?
Yeah, we do. So we've got Eisen in back of the house, and we love him. We used to joke, our first kind of like OG crew, we had several half Filipinos, and we used to joke that like when you added them all up, we had 2.5 full Filipinos in the kitchen. That has evolved over time. It's harder than I thought. it was going to be to get people in, and then I hate saying cultural fit, but I'm not saying cultural fit in the sense of Philippine culture, more of cultural fit in terms of like living to the expectations that we have. Like my brother is he's a snob when it comes to food. He can taste when food has been fried in fryers that haven't been changed.
Wow.
Everything is from scratch. Like if you come to my house and you want spaghetti, he's making it from scratch. If you come to my house and I'm making spaghetti, I'm opening a jar of spaghetti
Of
sauce.
course.
So he's just has really high standards, and I have really high standards, and I believe that details can make or break any organization, any effort. And so I'm constantly on the details. There's something that I learned from working at Sam's Club, and that's if you don't say something, then that means you accept something. And so not saying something is saying something. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
say something all the time.
Yeah. That's good advice. People forget, I've been saying this quote, that people forget that a mile is made up of inches.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And I imagine that's only even more true in a restaurant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a reason why they have all these sayings like little leaks sink big ships. And, there's a reason why these sayings exist because they are so very true.
Yeah. We met with a founder last week and she was talking about so many founders think I have to dive in. I have to go now. And she said her own experience, she said, no, I took baby steps into the pool. I just kept on building and building and building those until I had a successful brand. And that's kind of the reality that we see here in Northwest Arkansas is you're not just going to overnight be a success. It takes time, it takes dedication, it takes those small details.
It really does. And I think even for us, when we first opened, we only did dinner. Like we had to figure out dinner before we added anything else. So to me, Lasang Pinoy is more than just the food, which is the reason why we started it. Yes. But everything is an experience. So when you come into the restaurant, what's wrapped up in your linen is a fork and a spoon because Filipinos eat Kamayan style with your hands or with a fork and a spoon. And there's a way to eat that with that too.
Yeah.
So everything is an experience. And I want people to feel like they belong there, which is why we focus so much on hospitality. And Filipinos are known around the world as being the most friendly and hospitable people. Now, that's not what I am, to be honest. Like I have my moments. I'm an introvert by nature, but that's where my mom comes in and everybody loves my mom.
Yeah.
She epitomizes that hospitality and people come when she's not there. They're like, where is she?
Yeah.
Well, she's on vacation because she does that. She is retired.
Yeah. Well, it seems like you've surrounded yourself with a really good team there at the restaurant. What were some of those challenges that you didn't see coming that came with opening a restaurant?
Okay, so good one. So I think there's two major challenges. One, cash flow is king. Like if you cannot manage your cash flow, then who cares about revenue? And I say that almost like dismissively, but I just feel so strongly about how hard that lesson was for me was around cash flow, like having cash. I needed the cash so that I could pay the bills every week because we pay our people every week. We buy our food every week. We don't have giant freezers. We have one freezer because everything is fresh.
Right.
So I need cash flow to be able to keep everything going and everything alive. The second, I think, is emotional endurance. I believe that I'm a very strategic person. I've worked decades in, several different industries, and rolling into this space, you have to make decisions even when you're tired. You have to put a smile on even when you've been on your feet for 15 hours. You have to find it inside of you to not give up when you're just overwhelmed and you don't know what's coming next and you don't know if you're going to make it. I think that to me is the most profound lesson that I have yet to learn.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever will learn, but it is a
Mhm.
constant learning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Never stops.
Never stops. You find it's a different tired than it was yesterday or last week. You find that it's a different challenge in front of you than you've ever had to face. Even the restaurant industry and the kind of people that work in the restaurant industry, it honestly breaks my heart to learn like how there's a whole subculture of people that need businesses and small businesses like restaurants to get a chance. Because once you have a felony or for whatever reason, I don't care what the reason is. For whatever reason, it's an uphill battle. It's an uphill battle to have a driver's license. It's an uphill battle to have an apartment under your name. It is an uphill battle. And so it breaks my heart like to meet such great people that want to contribute and take care of their families and have a better life, and they're just behind the 8 ball.
Mhm.
Wow.
So even just exposure to things like that,
Yeah.
I've never had.
Yeah.
So with that, do you see a restaurant as a place where you can contribute to social good and make a change?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I loved working for Walmart because that is such a huge part of the culture is giving back to the community, doing all these wonderful things, big and small, okay? But now that I own my own place, I get to decide whatever I want to do. So I've supported perspectability for people who are neurodivergent. I've supported friends who, have gotten into serious accidents. We just find ways to support the community, like even small ways. We had a woman come in the restaurant one time and she literally took out coins and she counted them. She's like, "Well, this is all that I had." And I said, "Girl, don't worry about this. Do not worry." And the coolest going back to like working with my brother, we were so aligned when it comes to things like this, you know? I said, "Bill, dude, she doesn't have anything." He's like, "Not a problem." And then I handed her the menu. I was like, "Pick whatever you want." She couldn't read, and she was, I don't know, in her 60s. She couldn't read. And so even whether you're supporting big causes and big organizations or one person that comes in and just wants to eat, like being able to say yes to that because I can is awesome.
Mhm. That's what it's all about.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. And it's so cool to see how, like, excited you get about that
Mhm.
and being able to contribute that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it obviously that and the combination of, focusing on the details and surrounding yourself with the right team, it's working. It's paying
I
off.
hope
We go back
so.
to the beginning of this
I mean, 1
episode.
year,
Go
we'll
back to the beginning
see.
of this episode, listen to all
That's
the
true. That is
awards and
true. That's
accomplishments
fair. That's fair.
that you're
Yeah.
doing business the right
Yes,
way.
yes. But it's every day it's a hustle.
Mhm.
Like, so many restaurants open up. We've heard so many restaurants closing. And so every day it's a hustle. Like, in my mind, my mission, I'm not a social media guru or a marketing guru or anything, but the first thing that I do when I wake up is like, what's my post? What do I have to post about today?
Mhm.
And it's like, because you have to stay relevant, you have to stay top of mind. Like I saw some guys, some restaurateur talk about like the way that you survive anything as a restaurant is you have to be on people's top 3. And
Wow.
I'm like, I have to be in your top 3 go-to places.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, let's take a look to the future. What does the next 5
Mm.
years look like for you guys?
I don't know, honestly. I really want this restaurant to be profitable so I can keep giving back to people
Mhm.
so that I can take care of my family so that we can there's a nonprofit organization called Filipino Food Movement, so we can keep being a part of getting Filipino food out there. Um, I have no idea where this ends, honestly, and probably what I should have done when I started the restaurant was figure out my end game. And that would probably be my advice to people too, is like, dude, know your end game, or at least have options for an end game. Because the worst thing you could do is be so tired and just walk away from it. And then all these people rely on you. They rely on you. The people that work for you rely on you. The people that come in and know that it's a safe place, it's a place where I belong, like they rely on you. So having an end game is a good thing for everybody. But one of the things that I've dreamed about is this. Okay. So I'm putting this out in the universe. So maybe it'll happen because, once you go from your mind out, spoken word, right?
It'll happen.
I would love to figure out how to franchise this concept in a way that other Filipino families across the United States has a path to getting Filipino food out there. Like it to not know anything about the restaurant industry and then have to learn all of the processes, because I'm crazy about processes, which is part of my background, right? Like I did all of this stuff in my past life. And so, I mean, I have processes on how to mop the floor properly, because and images and pictures and how do we do things. And if we can package that up, including like a format for the menu, including the format for private karaoke, including the format for our supper clubs, because we have supper clubs and we have boodle fights and we've got all of these experiences, right? And then other families around the country can take this package and open a Filipino restaurant like ours and be successful because we've given them the model. Like, that's winning to me. That's getting Filipino food from being underrepresented to being represented.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's like a dream.
That's a great dream to have. I love that.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, the way we kind of like to wrap up this show is I just asked you to take a look into the future. Now I'm going to ask you to take a look into the past.
Okay.
If you can give younger Maria a piece of advice, whether it was Maria from yesterday or 20 years ago, what would that advice be?
I think it would be, I'm 52 years old and I feel like I'm finally living the way that I wish I would have lived when I was younger. And I say this because my son, who's 21, he's in town for my birthday, and I was listening to him talk about his job. And he said, yeah, there's these shout outs that happen for people. And I worked there for 2 months and I hadn't had a shout out. So I asked my boss, are these shout outs? Because he goes, I know that you have shouted out people that have been struggling. So I'm wondering, are these shout outs as ways of encouraging people who are struggling? Or are these truly shout outs for people who have done wonderful things? Because I feel I've done my best and I don't know why I've shouted out. I was listening to him say this today and I said, I wish I acted and talked and spoke and advocated for myself like that all along. You know what I mean? Instead of just accepting that, you get whatever you get, you don't throw a fit, but even just asking the question, there's no harm in asking that question. You aren't criticizing anybody for getting that shout out. You're not demeaning the shout out. You're asking for clarity on how it's used and wondering, do I fit into that or not? And if I don't, then I'm not going to worry about it. But if I do, then I'm going to advocate for myself. That's what I would tell me, 30, 40 years, Maria, ago.
That's pretty good advice. You hardly get what you don't ask for.
Exactly. Exactly. But why do we wait?
You get scared,
We get scared, or we just don't feel empowered, or we were never taught or encouraged to do that. And I feel like you waste a lot of time. I've waited, who knows what Lasang Pinoy could have been today had I been that way then. But that's not to say that I regret anything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're right where you're supposed to be.
I am right where I'm supposed to be, doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Celebrating my birthday with you guys.
Right, exactly. You wouldn't want to be
spot.
anywhere else
I
right
wouldn't
now.
want to be anywhere else.
Yeah. Well, we
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
If any of our listeners want to learn more about you or more about the restaurant, where should they go?
Well, we have a website, lasangpinoynwa.com. We also are on social media, so Instagram, Facebook, Lasang Pinoy NWA. And you can always reach out to me. I love mentoring people, sharing my story, helping people be successful. Maria@lasangpinoy.net.
Sweet. We'll make sure to
Alright.
tag all those in the show notes
Thank you.
of this episode. We encourage all of our listeners to go check out Lasang Pinoy.
Thank
Go
you.
check it out, go get some food. I know I'm going to go check it out
Yes.
now.
Oh,
Yes.
definitely.
You've
I'm going to a
encouraged
it.
karaoke night.
Yeah, we got to go do
Good.
some,
You
maybe some
gotta go.
team
You have
building
to.
karaoke.
Yes.
Get some Shanghai lumpia.
Okay.
That I'm telling you now.
Perfect.
Get some Shanghai lumpia.
Shanghai
Cool.
lumpia.
Okay.
We'll have to do it. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
for making this so wonderful.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And thank you to our audience for following the Startup Junkies podcast on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share with a friend. Subscribe and review because it matters to us and we want to hear from you. If you're interested in learning how to work with us, check out the information below. See you next week.